And welcome into the Rob and Kale Show. I'm Rob Sanders, waiting for my partner Carolina Jackpot to join us here this evening. Thanks for checking us out. Got a lot of things we're going to get into this evening, including as we welcome in my buddy Carolina Jackpot. Jackpot, what's up, buddy?
God damn, we're going to have to do something. This fucking restream shit is so fucking slow. God, I sat down here and started fucking with this 3 or 4 minutes ago, and it took me this damn long just to get online.
Well, hello to you too, Jackpot.
I mean, it's aggravating.
It is aggravating.
Jesus. How are you doing tonight? Hope good, I hope.
Yeah, everybody. I hope everybody's doing well, unless your bracket is toast today.
Well, define toast.
Well,
my national champion hope is still there. Most of everybody in the room, most of them either pick Duke or Florida. It seems like
that's that's correct. That's about I think 30%. I think is what 30% pick Duke, 25% pick Florida. Had a couple people pick Houston. Had a couple people pick Auburn. So there's that. Today was kind of surprising to me. I thought
anybody pick Tennessee?
Yeah, that's a couple people picked Tennessee. Mine came down today to if Michigan State would have won, then my bracket would have finished pretty high because that would have knocked Auburn out of it. And yeah, I mean, I still needed Florida to win and I needed Duke to win. But if I would have had Michigan State win today, then I'd have been sitting pretty. But it tells you in the forecast you cannot win the bracket challenge. I went from a 3% chance to a 0% chance now. So
I was extremely, extremely agitated with Texas Tech last night. Fucking that! What an awful, just an epic collapse of just biblical proportions.
Yeah, I mean, they had Florida on the ropes, up 10 with like 3 minutes to go. I think something like that.
It was awful, and it's so what even makes it even more painful is watching this dickhead coach who probably deserves to be fucking fired right now. This guy should be sitting in an unemployment line drawing food stamps. Instead, he's celebrating going to the damn Final Four. I think it's horse shit.
We're talking about the pervert, yeah.
It's unabridged horse shit.
So
someone like that should be able to enjoy success. Freaking asshole.
So here we go. Who y'all like going to the Natty game? Well, I kind of like Duke. I like Duke over Houston, and I kind of like on the other end. I mean, until Florida loses, it's kind of hard to pick against them. I mean, Auburn is really good. I don't know how hurt old Johnny Broom is, but
old neckbeard.
I don't know how hurt he is, but
I'm sure he'll be fine. I mean, he's got a week, so
yeah,
almost.
But I mean, he's just a game changing player. Yeah. Not that. My goodness, not that Duke doesn't have game changing players as well, but Houston's more of a whole team. Maybe that's the key, but. It was straight chalk, by the way. All number 1 seeds.
It was all one. The whole thing was 1 versus 2, except the Texas Tech Duke was, or Texas Tech Florida was a 1 versus 3.
Yeah, we'll have to see how that.
When's the last time that happened? That doesn't happen very often.
Well, we didn't have any double-digit seeds in the Elite Eight. That's something that has not happened in a while. I mean, I guess biggest Cinderella this year was the 10 seed Ole Miss, losing in the Sweet 16.
Well, they weren't a 10 seed, were they?
Yeah, Ole Miss was a 10 seed. Yeah,
I thought they were 8. Maybe I'm wrong.
Yeah, I could be wrong. I'll look it up, but
Arkansas was a 10 seed.
That's right. Arkansas was the 10 seed. Ole Miss. Let me look at the NCAA bracket here. There wasn't like this. There wasn't this. There wasn't this whole like what's the term? There wasn't like the big Cinderella team, you know. We didn't have like, I don't know, Florida Gulf Coast.
No.
So I'm looking at the bracket right now. Let's see.
Have your VCU or
yeah, Ole Miss was a 6 seed. Thank you for that, Travis.
your
And
Davidson or whatever.
Yeah. So let's see here. I'm looking at the bracket now. Yeah, I mean let's see the damn thing. Jesus Christ. All right. Anyway, I'm trying to see what the highest seed was in the. So you had a 5 seed in the Sweet 16. Yeah. I mean, there wasn't really. There just wasn't a. I mean, Arkansas winning. I mean, Arkansas made it to the Sweet 16 as a 10 seed. There's the 10 seed I was talking about. So Arkansas made the Sweet 16, lost to Texas Tech by a bucket, and then Texas Tech went and fucked Jackpot's feelings without a kiss. Fuck them, exactly. As they were up 10 with 3 to go.
What the hell's wrong with Atlanta? I mean, fuck, they're about to lose again. They're going to be 0-4.
Yeah. You're talking about the Braves. Yeah, they're hitting 177 on the season heading into today's game.
They won't have started a season like this since like probably the 80s. It's got to be.
I don't know. I mean, baseball's a long thing, but I don't know, man.
They'll be all right.
For me, I don't even really look at the standings until my birthday, May 30th, right at Memorial Day. Find out where they are then, and then because I live with the mentality of everybody's going to win 60 games, everybody's going to lose 60 games. It's what you do with those other 42. And, if you go 30-12, you have a 90-win season, ta-da, you're doing great. That's kind of how I look at it. I don't even really check it out.
It's ugly shit, this catcher for the Padres. He looks like he looks like a construction worker. Out there.
Jesus.
Out there.
Walk It Off says Snit needs to be fired, and they didn't address the bullpen, which blew the first 2 games of the year. Yeah, well, I hate to break this to you there, Walk It Off, but it's a long season. It's a long season. So Jay with the super chat that's blank that says
it's actually two clinking beer mugs. Thank you, Jay.
Thank you, Jay. Appreciate it.
So Don Staley's team is in a familiar spot. Heading to the Final Four.
They made the last 5 Final Fours, Jackpot. I think is what the stat I read.
They'll be taking on UCLA again, if I'm not mistaken.
Yeah, I think that's the way it's going to work. Yeah, yeah. I sent you something on that today where the state newspaper put out this thing that program loses money is like in a $5 million hole, according to the books. But it was kind of funny because I'll give Jordan K credit, the guy that wrote it. He did say there are only 3 women's programs in the country that make money: Iowa basketball, UConn basketball. You want to guess what the third is, Jackpot?
I don't know. Notre Dame?
No. Nebraska volleyball. Those are the only 3 women's programs in the country that make money.
I want to know how in the hell the UConn basketball, women's basketball, makes money that South Carolina doesn't. There's been several times where I don't know. They don't sell every game out, but They've put 18,000 asses in those seats before.
Right. Well, I think that there's also they don't get the TV
Well,
revenue
that's
money.
it. But does
That's
UConn,
part
I
of it.
mean, do they get TV revenue money? They're in the damn Big East.
Well, but they also have higher ticket prices.
Well, that's true. But their place seats like a fraction of what Colonial Life.
Yeah, what the Colonial Life is. My thing is though, is that look, we can make an argument that I'm in the camp that football is king, and that's because that's what makes you the most money. But here's the thing: you're going to have women's sports, so you might as well compete in them and try to do well in them. And I think that Dawn Staley's basketball team, just on a relevancy front, brings a lot to the University of South Carolina. And people that bitch about it they baffle me, because Title IX says you have to have women's sports. If you like football, then you have to have women's sports. Now you can go and bitch and piss and moan and fuck you, I only want my football, and fuck you, fuck your mom, fuck your grandma. It doesn't matter. The law of the land is very simple. Title IX says you have to have the same amount of women's sports as you do men's sports. Do I think that that's fair? No, I don't, but that's the law of the land. Now, since you have to have the same amount of women's sports, why not put a fucking championship basketball team out there, which is what the University of South Carolina has done. And they're playing they're going to play for a national championship here. They're playing in the Final Four next weekend. I don't understand the people that are bitching about this. The comments on the Facebook post are just as crazy as you would think about, well, why is Dawn Staley getting paid all this money? Because she fucking wins. You've been to 5 straight Final Fours. That fucking costs money. Your men's basketball team has never done that. Then you've got people that talk about, well, the baseball program and blah, blah, blah. The baseball program also operates as a losing. They're in the red too. So it just baffles me. Oh, I'm all I care about is football. Well, that's great, but you still have to have women's sports. So why not compete in those? Fuck them. Fuck those women.
Yeah, I like personally, I follow all the sports. I mean, all the majors. I mean, those 4. I think of football, basketball, women's basketball, and baseball as the major sports. And I know, and that's not a shot at softball or whatever the fuck.
No, and you know what? That's completely fair. That's
that get the most exposure. Now, those are the ones I can bet on. If I can, those are the ones you can bet on. I don't know if you can bet on baseball or not. I haven't. Well.
Yeah, you can bet on college baseball.
I know you can during College World Series time, but
yeah, and Gamecock Chuck agrees with me. And look, let me make sure that I put this out there. The thing with Dawn Staley, you get the thing is the university doesn't pay her all of her salary. If you look at the numbers, she gets money. A lot of her money comes from Under Armour. It's not like the university's paying her an absurd amount anyway, but it doesn't matter because she's the best. You're going to have that Block C in front of a national audience here next weekend. Yeah. And just think about how much money that fucking costs. And people are like, and it just, holy shit. Here's a thought. If you're a Gamecock fan, you should be supporting these women that are going out there and playing. I don't understand this whole bickering back and forth about why are they $5 million in the red? Because everybody's in the red. All the women's sports are in the red. There's some dumbass that got pissed at me in some Facebook thing today because I informed him that he was all about, well, baseball, baseball, baseball. And I'm like, you realize that gymnastics outdraws baseball in the SEC. You know that, right? As far as tickets sold, gymnastics outdraws college baseball. Go and look it up. It's a fact. And people get pissed off about that. I don't get it. I don't get it. Somebody's calling me, you're just a libtard idiot. No, I'm not. It has nothing to do with your fucking political. It's fucking math. Math is universal. You have to have women's sports. Hello, Bubba. And when you have the women's sports, they might as well put the money into them. I love you, son. And make them fucking great. Later, buddy. I don't get it, Jackpot.
Make women's sports great again.
Yeah. So, no, I'm not saying that you should. It should be like it was where, Don Staley was making more than Shane Beamer is. I thought that was bullshit to the highest level.
Absurd.
Just because of the money that Shane Beamer's program brings in. I don't think it should be that far, but Don Staley's brought a lot to South Carolina.
Well, I mean, it's the same everywhere. Everybody relies on the basketball, the men's basketball, and especially the football to drive the bus. They support everything else.
The football program was at $30 million. $30 million is what the football program made as far as money goes. So BB Bean says facts are not facts. Yes, they are, sir. Yes, they are. That's just the way that it is, man. I don't get it. But anyway, Jackpot, what else we got into this evening? You got anything else you wanted to get into that before we open up the bring some folks in here?
Matt says the Gators made a sweet comeback in the late second half against Texas Tech. No, Texas Tech fell apart. It was basically what happened there. I mean, Florida was there to take advantage of it.
To quote a bald man from Simpsonville, it was nothing that they did.
It's what Texas Tech didn't do, which was finish the game. Man.
So there's that. Yeah, the Lady Gamecocks will play.
Gamecock Chuck said they're going to take on the winner of the Texas game against TCU.
Yeah. I can look up the women's bracket. I don't know. Just if I can find the women's bracket here. Anyway, but anyway, let's see what I can't. I don't know why I can't. Oh, let's go to.
Yeah, UConn plays USC.
There you go. Yeah. So UConn plays USC. UCLA beat LSU today. Now these teams have already played each other before, right? Didn't you South Carolina already played UCLA, didn't they?
Yeah, they lost to them. They lost to UConn too. So
yeah, they lost to UConn too. So yeah, so the Final Four will have. I think that's how it looks. Man, just show me the damn. Oh, this is so stupid. They're not the bracket's terrible on the NCAA website. Yeah, it looks like. Yeah, so South Carolina and South Carolina. So they're on the other side of it. Yeah. So Texas and TCU, they'll figure that
out. And okay. Also, as I predicted, South Carolina's baseball team gets swept by Tennessee this weekend. Fucking terrible. And I'm sure the old man in his little address, he did one after the game. I'm sure he told everybody how good of a team Tennessee was because that's what he did last week when they got swept by Arkansas. They're good. They're good.
The Gamecock post-game press conference brought to you by Ensure.
Yeah, they're a good team. They're a good team. Fuck them. They're all good teams. You're supposed to be a good team too. Fuck are you doing?
So, do you think how many series you think they're going to win this year, Jackpot? I think they'll win at least 2.
They'll probably win a couple against some of these shitty teams, but I mean, what is that proving? Nothing.
So I still think that this guy is a Band-Aid for Monty Lee because I still think there's a big section of Gamecock fans who are like, we don't want Clemson's leftovers. Fuck you. instead of just hiring Monty Lee, who was, they kept him on staff anyway. Why not just give him the head job instead of rolling out
the thing. That Clemson did Monty Lee. I mean, did Monty Lee take Clemson where they needed to be? No. They went and got another coach that, leveled the thing up a notch. I don't know why South Carolina would want to let him be the head coach of their baseball team when, clearly he ain't going to take you where you need to go. He can't do it with Clemson. He ain't going to do it with South Carolina. So I don't know why they would even bother going down that road with that fuck.
I give you that, but there are people that thought enough of Monty Lee to keep him on in the coaching change. So, there's that. I don't know. I don't understand all that stuff, So anyway. Yeah, Brandon says Maneri isn't 100 years old. He's 67. Yeah, that's true. Queen Love says, I'm glad Rob and Dabo will not be relevant this football season. Well, Clemson's opened up as they're already a preseason top 10 team, so I didn't write those polls. I know that you all live with Clemson and how you hope that Clemson fails, but Clemson's not going anywhere.
Yeah, Joe says Braves still haven't won, and it looks like there any chance of them coming back in the ninth innings. They're going to have to score a bunch of runs here.
What's the score?
4-0, 4-Dick. In the bottom of the eighth with one out and somebody on second base for the Padres.
How do you lose 4-Dick?
Yep.
God damn it!
Terrible.
And that Padres mascot still looks fucking terrible. He looks like he's a kid toucher. Fuck that mascot.
Yeah, so they ended their season last year by getting swept by this much. Now they're going to get swept by them again. They just don't do very well against them, do they?
And no, they don't beat the Padres.
Yeah. I don't know. Whatever happened to the San Francisco Giants? Yeah, it used to be pretty good.
They used to be, but they're not anymore. I don't know what
they fell apart. I guess the Padres switched places.
Yeah, that's true. I don't know what happened to the Giants.
Hey, tell him if he doesn't calm down, we're going to go work tomorrow morning on that tater chip truck.
Tater chip truck. He could stock it for you. He knows how to do that. Queen Love says Clemson will be the new Florida State. I will bet you $500 Clemson does not go 2-10. Do you want to bet that? If not, shut your dick sucker. I'm tired of people saying, "Oh, Clemson's going to be the new Florida State." Clemson will not go 2-10 this year.
I don't think that's going to happen. That's kind of a
all right. So I've got $500. You want to bet? If not, then you're a punk.
That's kind of a crazy statement.
Call yourself a punk bitch, or retract your statement. Simple as that.
It's not fun watching your rival go 2-10. You want to watch them win a few games and give them some false hope, and then they fall apart. Like the way Clemson did a couple of seasons ago, and then that was pretty cool. They started off 4-0, and then they lost 4 games in a row, and everything fell apart, and we had Tyler from Spartanburg calling in and all this and that. That was fun. Somebody going 2-10, that's not fun to watch. It's like messing with a dead body.
All right, Dylan, you got to turn your microphone down there, buddy. I can't deal with that. Yeah. Whatever you're listening to, you have to turn down. Okay. So fix that. We'll come back to you. Schultz, welcome to the program.
Hey, y'all. How's it going?
Good.
What's going on, buddy?
I personally, as much as I hate to say it, I disagree with that. Say that they're going to be the new Florida State. As much as I hate to say it, I really do think this will be Clemson's best team since 2020, since, Trevor Lawrence.
Oh, no. We have people in the chat room saying Clemson's going to be Florida State from last year. 2-10. I put up $500. Not one of them wants to fucking take me up on it because they're all cowards.
Well, you have Schultz. They went 9-4, 9-3 last year.
They got a lot returning though. They got
they got a lot returning. So What makes you think they're going to do better than 9-4, 9-3? And they don't have a running back.
Well,
But
they don't have a running back, but I think it's safe to say they're not going to go 2-10.
Yeah,
That's
I
just
think they could probably go 10-2, to be honest.
if you listen to our buddy over there, Tiger Red Devil, they're going to go undefeated in the regular season.
Well, that's not happening. I mean, that's definitely not happening. I mean,
picking any team to go undefeated in the regular season is just too.
I mean,
hard.
I get their schedule's easy, but it's not that easy.
I don't think the schedule is that easy, but I'm not going to sit here and complain about schedules because you don't know.
It's pretty tough on the bookends.
Because they do got to play. Carolina should be decent. They also got to play Louisville on the road. That's a decent team in my opinion. Not an elite team, but a decent team. You know. I don't buy all the North Carolina Bill Belichick hype. I just don't buy it.
Well, I do agree with a couple of different things. When it comes to college football, I mean, you've got to have talent on your team. I know that sounds silly.
No, it doesn't.
But what I'm getting to a point here. Bill Belichick can be a great coach, but if he doesn't have guys that are out there running the plays that he wants that actually are good players, I don't know how North Carolina is going to be good.
I'm saying that doesn't sound silly. I was agreeing with
good.
you.
I know, but I get what you're saying, but structurally they may be good, but I don't know if they're going to be like championship.
Well, they don't have that elite level skill talent. I mean, a couple of years ago, now if he'd have coached a team that had Drake May and Marion Hampton and player Tez, and players like that on it, I mean, they might have been able to make some noise.
Matt Brown was like in his second 10 year in Chapel Hill was like Will Muschamp. I mean,
Matt Brown was a bowl of cold cream of wheat.
He was a fossil.
2 games to him was fucking embarrassing.
He was a fossil. Embarrassing. He was a living fossil.
Old punk ass.
I mean, just
when we interviewed him at ACC kickoff last year, you could just tell he was like the year before he seemed like he was with it. Well, I mean, I wasn't trying to sniff him, but
don't tell me you didn't.
I think that Jesus, Jack. This last year though, he just seemed like he was just going through the motions. The year before, he seemed like he was still trying to promote the program and make them great and yada yada yada. And then last year it was like, let's just do these interviews and get the fuck out of here. So
I'm surprised personally he wanted to keep coaching. That they had to the point where they had to fire him because he wouldn't step down.
Kentucky Blue Balls channel. Football is the furthest thing from Bill Belichick's mind right now. Yeah, I've seen the yoga pictures. Him and his he's hilarious because someone put this out and made me laugh. Like, Bill Belichick is living the life that a lot of men want. Basically, I'm going to go through and work as hard as I can, and then when I'm 70, I'm going to go and buy myself a 25-year-old.
I mean, he's literally old enough to be your grandfather.
Of course
he's old enough to be your grandfather.
I mean, I don't know. But my thing with that, what the fuck do they talk about? I mean, seriously, what are they sitting around like on a Friday
what do they
evening
talk
about?
What do they chat
what
about?
do they talk about? What he he just looks at her and he's like, all right, just go get naked again. I got no, I mean, I want to see balls bouncing on face.
It's hard to believe.
I mean, other than that, what the fuck do they talk about?
I mean, it's hard to believe. It's hard to believe they like the same kind of things. The only reason why she dates him is because of his money. There's no way she actually thinks. There's no way she's actually attracted to him that much.
Anna, Big Barney Ross says Anna Nicole married for love. Come on. Jesus.
That's a lie.
That's
well, I've heard I've seen. I don't remember where I saw it written at, but somewhere or another, she was interviewed and told someone. She said he's kind of like Robert Gibson from the Rock and Roll Express. He doesn't walk in and put it up. He puts it in and walks up.
Jesus.
He doesn't walk up and put it in. He puts it in and walks up. That's how it goes.
I mean, you blew the line, Jackpot, but hey,
I blew it.
But anyway, I know where you're coming from.
Low key big hog.
Low key big hog, exactly. Anyway, I don't know what the hell they just sit around and talk about. That's my big thing.
I don't either.
We need to get Billy on here to see if Billy's in that age bracket. Billy, if you had a 25-year-old girlfriend, what would you talk with her about?
I'm going to be honest. This is kind of making me feel uncomfortable.
Why?
I don't know. It just is.
I don't know. Nobody's trying to touch you, sir. You don't have to feel uncomfortable here. So, anyway. All right. Anything else you want to add there, Schultz?
I think that's all. Appreciate y'all having me on.
Thank you.
All right. Let me put the link out here again if anybody wants to join the show.
B. Bean says money makes her wet. Well, she'd be dry as a tumbleweed around Carolina Jackpot then.
Yeah, but you're going to use wit and charm. She's not going to know what hit her. Because, I mean, Belichick's boring as fuck. It's not like he has any wit or charm. So, anyway, Big Bunny Ross says, show us on the doll. Peckerhead, welcome to the program.
Good evening, gentlemen.
Hey, I was watching the South Carolina women today, and there was some guy in the stands that had a hat on like yours. I thought he stole your hat.
Oh, he must be he's an OG Carolina fan. If you see a hat like this,
I don't know. I saw his hat and I was like, is that Peckerhead? No, it's not Peckerhead.
Nope. Yep, they're out of production for years. If you've seen it, they've been rocking through the hard times. That's a true Carolina fan.
My son had one. I had to wear it one time when I lost a bet about something. So I don't know whatever happened to his.
That's a good bet to lose if all it took was wearing this hat. I'd do it for free, man.
Jackpot, you want to have some Tennessee tears? Let's bring Daniel into the program. Daniel, are you crying today?
Yeah, I just wiped my eyes for the 5th time, but I think I'm going to make it through.
Well, change your tampon and move on to next season, sir.
I didn't know if that was Daniel Gregory or Dollar General.
Yeah.
I thought it was a Dollar General emblem. I was like, oh, no.
We played like the Dollar General of basketball today.
Hey, Rob, they got one hit today, too, in that loss. Not only did they lose 5 to Dick, they only got one hit the entire game. Damn.
Who lost 5-0?
The Braves, and they were one hit.
Dude, how about the Yankees with these new bats just absolutely exploding the ball out of the park? That's insane.
Yeah, why is nobody? I saw that on social media. Why has nobody thought of that sooner?
Well, the Braves have bought some of those bats. I read something about that earlier. So,
what kind of bats are they?
They're called torpedo. They're called torpedo bats. It's like they put more wood in the barrel of the bat at a certain where the ball makes contact with that part of the bat the most, and literally they've hit 15 home runs in 3 games.
So I guess it doesn't decrease the bat speed.
Yeah, it doesn't look like it. And it's within the rules. Of course, everybody's going off about it, but
the bat looks like
it had to be cleared before they could let them play with it. Yeah. So
it's like a wooden natural distribution, to put it into perspective.
I mean, they're not going to tell them, well, y'all can play for it in a while. We'll see if we think it's legal. Sometime around mid-season. I mean, that doesn't work like that.
Yeah, it definitely makes the majors more exciting. You get to see a lot more home runs. I hope every team goes to them.
Well, they'll probably nip that in the bud. But
Yeah,
Daniel,
probably.
As a
Maybe the
Tennessee
Braves
fan,
could get a couple of singles. You know.
Well, I think them having these pitch clocks out there is one of the best things they've done for baseball.
I agree. I
Because
agree.
those games
Hey, did
took
y'all
way
see-
fucking long.
Did y'all see? I was scrolling through. There's an article kind of speaking on the pitch clocks. Y'all see what the NCAA proposed for injury timeouts?
What's that?
If you go down after the ball has been spotted and the medical team comes out, your team's just going to be. It hasn't been approved, but they're saying your team would be charged a timeout if a player goes down after the ball has been spotted, and if you're out of timeouts, it's going to be a 5-yard penalty.
Fuck it,
Hold
I'd
on,
make it a 15.
Queen Love, are you asking me to bet $500 that Clemson goes better than 4-8? I'll take your money. You're Tennessee fans, though. You can't pay me with EBT cards. It has to be fucking
What about
US.
Lays?
Hey, Rob. Hey, Rob.
Hey,
Calm
what do you
down.
think of that Pruitt lawsuit, Daniel?
He's a fucking dweeb. I hope that he'll settle for fucking $5 million and shut the fuck up.
The thing is, if that was natural practice at Tennessee before he got there, and then they tried to pin it on him, he's got a point. You know what I mean?
Okay, I mean that's what his lawsuit's going to state, but
That's
good
what
luck,
I was gonna say, yeah.
good
They're
luck
not
proving
prove it.
that. I mean, good
But-
luck.
It's an
Should've-
interesting case.
Y'all had it in the budget. You
Well,
should.
here's the thing: even if it was common practice there before he came, it still doesn't make it right that he did it.
No.
If everybody goes speeding on this one section of the interstate out here, and I get caught speeding on it, well, I mean, I can't tell them, well, you can't write me a ticket because everybody else
Right.
speeds. I mean,
Yeah.
that doesn't work.
Big Barney Ross of the Super Chat says Jose Canseco proves Billy's theory wrong. Okay, that's funny.
Thank
So
you,
he'll be
sir.
the last coach, or really the last anybody to be reprimanded for paying their players. If you think about it.
Yep.
Well,
And then he's always gonna. I think another part of it too is the fact that he's not gonna get hired. Who's gonna hire him? You know what I mean?
Well, nobody for 6 years.
Yeah, nobody's gonna hire him, and I'm sure he's gonna struggle to get a coordinator job at a P4 level. When he's finally able to, but
I still
You'd
think
probably be surprised.
Yeah,
I
he
think so.
is a good defensive coordinator. I'd say he'll probably get hired somewhere.
Now, it remains to be seen after he's been out for this long, how out of touch is he going to be?
that's a good point.
Yeah, true.
That's a good point.
Well, and who's going to want to play for him? Think about that.
I mean,
How can
he
he
seems
walk
Well,
to
he
be
is
out
one of
of
the
touch.
best recruiters in college football.
Yeah,
right?
all of his players at
They love
Tennessee
him.
hated him too.
Oh, I thought they loved him.
No, at Tennessee they hated him.
Okay.
It was
I didn't
like I remember when Heupel came in, it was all the players that were the ones that didn't have to leave because they got
Yeah.
paid money were talking about how it was night and day the
Wow.
the chemistry and just the feel around the program with him out of there.
I just don't know how he can walk into a room in any town USA and be like, you know what, your kid should come play for me. I don't know how any parent, unless he's coming just with like straight NIL bag of like, look, we
Well, who's
gave
not
away
coming with
Chick-fil-A
that?
bags full of money, but here's more money.
Oh,
I
we
mean,
lost
that's
Daniel.
his only thing that he's got. I mean, what a mess.
Yeah, we lost Daniel. But I agree. Although what coach isn't coming with NIL bags just straight? I mean, if you're recruiting to go to your university, you're probably doing it wrong at this point.
Yeah.
That they're all. It's a market of mercenaries. I mean, just to be quite frank, unless you get like this small town, you could use Lenore Sellers. He's paid now, but I don't think he was influenced by an NIL bag. Those are the kind of players, I guess, that are really the only true recruiting process is left is, your lowly recruited in-state players.
Big Barney Ross with another great comment. He said, when Reggie Bush sued and got his Heisman Trophy back, it opened Pruitt's back door. He backdoored his way into a lawsuit.
Opened his back door.
I don't know. I'm reading what Big Barney Ross
Now
wrote.
I know why he wore all that mask all over his face. He was trying to hide.
Yeah.
I don't know. I think that
That's gross.
He predicted COVID, probably, if you think about it. He was way ahead of his time.
hmm,
He
I
was
don't know.
definitely a masker.
I think that I still think the whole thing with the whole vacating wins and shit like that is still stupid.
Yeah, there's
You know,
no fucking
people
point to
remember
that.
nobody gives a fuck. Reggie Bush won the Heisman that year. We got pictures of him standing with the goddamn trophy
Yep.
because, oh well, we're not going. Who gives a fuck? Who gives a fuck? He still won
Exactly.
it.
Yeah. We still watch the games.
He was
Yeah,
so
we still watch the
exciting to
game.
watch.
He was great. Yeah,
He was exciting. It was exciting to watch every time they tuned in. Every time, like they would break away from whatever game you were watching. They would break away from it and show every time USC was going to field the punt.
They had the Aaron Jones
Yeah.
cam, the original Reggie Bush. How they were doing Aaron Jones? What was it last year for the home run record?
Yeah, yeah, oh yeah, Aaron Judge
Aaron Judge, yeah.
2 years ago. Oh God, man. Oh God, that pissed me off.
They were breaking into college football games for that, and it's like, what? No one gives a fuck. No one gives a fuck.
Yeah, no one gave a fuck, dude.
I
No
got
one's
mad
giving
when
a
they
fuck.
interrupted the Mizzou Auburn game, and both those teams were terrible that year. But I mean, it was a exciting game that went down to the very end, and they fucking ruined it with this damn Aaron Judge bullshit.
Yeah. Well, they'll do anything to drive clicks, and I don't know much about the baseball scene, but I do know the Yankees are kind of pumped up by the media at any
Oh
chance.
yeah,
So,
oh yeah.
goes to be expected. I don't know. It's a money hungry game. Oh, I don't think y'all spoke on this. Did y'all see what old Stephen A said?
No,
Stephen A. Smith. He said, him and LeBron got into that spat mid game, right?
yeah.
He said if LeBron would have touched him, he would not have hesitated to put hands on LeBron. Stephen A. Smith.
Okay, well, that doesn't matter. Okay, he could have put a hand on him, but
The goofiest comment I've ever heard that anybody
I'm sure
say.
LeBron wouldn't have hesitated to put hands back, and that's probably
That's
where
what I'm
the
saying.
problem
Stephen
would
A.
have started.
Smith. I mean, what's LeBron? 6'5", 280?
He's fucking huge, man.
No, LeBron is 6'8". So
I mean,
He's
what?
fucking huge. He'd kill that guy.
he fucking break his arm off and shove him up his asshole sideways.
I don't know what he was thinking with that comment, especially when you got to consider he's going to have to see LeBron at some point. Like, they're going to cross paths.
Well, and here's the thing: he's, him. If you have a source, right, or if you have a player that you're interviewing or whatever, and you say something about them, and they come back to you personally, and they're like, "Hey, I don't appreciate what you said." Okay, we can talk about it. Blah blah blah. Where Stephen A. Smith did though was he did fucking 3 podcasts afterwards,
After
over
the
and
fact.
over and over again. So now you're the guy, and we're not getting into the LeBron James is great, whatever. He's the all-time leading scorer in NBA history. You're pissing in his face in his final little bit of time that he's in the NBA, and you call yourself an elite NBA writer. No NBA player is going to want to talk to you, dude. You are fucking yourself with a cactus, and we all get to watch. It's basically what it boils down to now. It's a fucking idiot.
Well, that would be like going up and saying, if Ray Lewis got in my face, I wouldn't hesitate him to hit him with a right hook, and it's Adam fucking Schefter. You know what I mean?
But that's the thing. It's like,
ridiculous.
look, if you're interviewing him and he questioned his ability as a father, okay? And when that happens, LeBron called him out on it. He felt like he crossed the line, and LeBron James can do that. Anybody can do that. If you're questioning anybody's ability as a father, they could come up and damn tell you, listen, motherfucker, don't you question my parenting ability. And you can do one of two things. Either A, you can apologize. B, you could tell them to go fuck yourself and see what they do after that. Those are your options. And he kept running it up. So LeBron's going to get him back in the end LeBron's going to tell everybody that he knows don't deal with this guy.
Well, yeah,
And it's going to end up biting him in the ass. So
I don't doubt that one bit.
dumb.
It's just top tier delusion. That's a man who's probably never been hit in his life. That's probably why he's saying stuff like that too.
I don't
Fact
know.
doesn't matter.
And Walk It Off Sports says it was about Brawny, not Braun. And so really, yeah, and that's fine. You can have that. That's here's where I come down on that. LeBron James has a 23-year NBA career. I think that's the way that it's been.
Damn.
He has never, ever had this kind of interaction with a writer, host, whatever. So maybe we should look at LeBron's track record just a little bit compared to Stephen A's track record of, running his mouth about Cowboy Cerrone quitting in a UFC fight. Cowboys, I talked about ripping his arms off and fornicating himself with him. Cowboy Cerrone could literally do that. And yet he still ran his dick sucker at him. Stephen A. Smith's just a blowhard, man. He just wants to get as much attention as possible. And some of the stuff he does is great. But on the other end, it's like, dude, just shut the fuck up. You have no clue what the fuck you're talking about. It's ridiculous. So, but anyway.
Well, did y'all see what just happened up at Kent State by chance?
Was it another shooting?
No. So the head coach at Kent State got placed on administrative leave because he's not paying his credit bills. I shit you not. He's not paying his credit bill. So it says in a
the head football coach.
Yeah, Burns applied for and was issued a credit card and failed to make.
They should have fired him for being a shitty football coach.
Well, I think that's the veiled reason of because I think he's won like one game in 2 years.
Yeah,
they're saying he's on administrative leave because in his private life he's not paying off his credit cards.
What?
I mean. Maybe I'm just not reading I haven't read the full article, but
he's
gotten tickets.
It could be
He's got
something
parking and speeding tickets.
Well, it could be something in his contract that says, look, if you have issues with X, Y, and Z, anything that can bring discredit to the university, maybe that's part of it. So
yeah, it's just crazy to me.
You have to be a generally upstanding citizen.
Yeah, well, and they're writing articles
like left and right turn indicators.
They're writing articles like look behind the curtain, not good for Burns.
Jackpot, I have to disagree with you. We have an actual fucking pervert in the Final Four next weekend, so no.
Yeah, that's true.
Yeah. It's just crazy. The I don't know why they can't just fire him for cause. I mean, maybe there's a buyout if they fire him because of a performance. I imagine that's probably the case. But top 10 goofiest firings I've ever heard of. Dude can't pay off his credit card bills. So I guess he's not fired yet, but he's on administrative leave. So
what kind of credit? What are you spending? What are your spending habits look like? If you're at at a school like that, they're probably making a couple $1 million a year.
Well, it says he was over $24,000 in debt, and that was 60 days past due. So
what the fuck? Okay.
Let me look up his salary. I bet he was making more than enough to pay that off.
He probably makes $2 million a year or something like that. I mean, and you've got a $24,000 balance.
$1.5 million. He's making.
Well, yeah. Still, though, I mean, what could you do with $1.5 million?
Oh, I'm telling you, I'm sure wouldn't run up $20K that I couldn't.
He's probably a dumbass. He's probably went and bought the most expensive house in town, and instead of just taking the money and trying to live, with some damn sense about yourself. Probably
he bought a lot of scratch offs.
What's that?
He bought a lot of scratch offs.
No, what you do is you're judicious with your scratch off buying, and you do it smart. Just buy
1-21 in 2 seasons. Holy shit, that's bad.
What is it?
1-21 in 2 seasons.
Yeah, I think they beat Akron.
Is that what? Akron? That's a rivalry, little in-state matchup.
Yeah, it is. They play for the golden hubcap or something for the tire.
Let's
Matt
get
Shaw
some.
asked if he was gambling. That's a good question. Because
This is a better question, though. Justified or not, Deion Sanders' new contract where he's making $10.8 million per year. I say yes. I think it's worth it.
He brings the school a lot of money and a lot of attention, so I say yeah, he's worth it too. Not based off of his performance, but based off of just the sales and eyes he brings alone.
Yeah,
he's probably making his name is probably selling at least $50 million worth of merchandise each year.
Let me give you a little perspective on that. Up until the past 2 seasons, I could tell you I probably watched maybe 3 pieces of 3 Colorado games in 25 years.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. And
so
I actually talked about this preseason because we were talking about if Colorado was going to leave. I was saying I think they're going to go all in and hire someone like Sig or somebody. Because once you get that attention, man, you do anything you can to keep it. Because football is a money maker, dude. And Colorado's kind of captured that spark. So big ups to him for now. The real thing is going to be, can he coach? Can he get a quarterback that's not his kid who he's been coaching for his whole life?
Yeah.
So that's where we're going to see
that remains to be seen there.
Yeah, and Shedeur, for all his for what people want to say about him, he's a pretty damn good quarterback. In all honesty, especially a college quarterback, it might not transition to NFL, but he was a pretty good college quarterback. So
here's the thing: he gets $10 million a year and hasn't won shit. Dawn Staley gets $3 million a year, and she's the best women's coach in the country, but there are people who think she's overpaid. The world's
it'd be interesting to see what Shedeur can do in the NFL because the offensive line he was playing behind was dog shit. So
yeah. Well, and I don't even know because especially with the Giants signing Russell and Jameis, I'm not sure if he will even be a top 5 pick.
I think quarterbacks go 1-2.
Really?
Yep.
Who's it? Tennessee and
Tennessee
2?
and the Giants.
I think it's Tennessee and the Giants. Right? Well, they signed 2 quarterbacks.
I think they. Hold on, let's NFL draft order. I think
Giants were 3. I could be wrong.
Who's going first? Cam Ward or
Cam Ward? Yeah, the Titans like Cam Ward.
So Ward will go first. Let's see here. Order. Here we go. So the first pick, I think, Big Barney Ross's Tennessee team here. What the hell? Okay, round 1, yes. No, it's Tennessee Titans, Cleveland Browns. I think that the Browns are going to draft him.
The Browns?
Yep.
Yeah.
I think that's what will happen. I think both of the top 2 quarterbacks will be gone by pick 5.
Who'd they get?
No later. No, it's New England and Jacksonville aren't going to draft him. They've got quarterbacks. But by the 6th pick, both of those top 2 quarterbacks will be gone.
Yeah, it's just I don't see. Maybe Cam Ward. I didn't watch much of him. I don't think Shedeur is going to translate, especially because he's not having the whole team geared towards him.
I don't know how they're going to do. I'm just saying they are the top projected quarterbacks, and the Titans have to have a quarterback because they're terrible. But and Cleveland put all this money into Deshaun Watson, who has been, since he left Houston, he has the Tiger Woods problem. Remember, Tiger Woods was the greatest golfer on earth until he got off the pussy buffet. Once he stopped banging Perkins waitresses and, insert whoever over here, he wasn't as good of a golfer.
Insert whatever over here. Excuse me.
Yeah, whatever. Then Deshaun Watson was in Houston throwing the ball all over the place, doing all kinds of great stuff. The Texans were making the playoffs. He, leaves Houston, goes to Cleveland, and now he sucks. He gets off the massage horse, the hand horse, and now he's, Now he's terrible. So that's why I think the Browns are going to draft.
Banging the waitress at Perkins.
Yeah, Tiger Woods was banging a waitress at Perkins.
He's down bad, isn't he?
No, he just went into Perkins and fucking said, "Hey, I want some pancakes," and then he realized he liked the flapjacks on the damn waitress.
Oh, he just I don't know if he's just dating the girl or if he's engaged to her, but he's in some relationship with it's like a niece of Donald Trump.
Are you talking about Tiger Woods?
Mm-hmm. I forget. I don't know the relation, but it's some relationship to Donald Trump. I think he's about to marry her, or he just started dating her, one of the two. So finally, maybe he's found a little bit of stability. Maybe we can expect a little run in April.
So I mean, he was literally married to a supermodel, and the craziest thing that I remember of that story was his wife beat him with his own clubs in the driveway, and her mom was in the house.
Yeah, that's. I don't know how you allow that.
And then all the stuff came out that he was banging the.
Well, she threw one through the car window too.
Yeah, she fucked him up bad.
What the kind of fucking cannon do you have to spike a moving car? I think she hit the back window. You got to have a Aaron Rodgers level arm to do that with a golf club. Let's just be honest. So,
yeah, I don't know.
Interesting situation. I forgot that happened for a while.
Anyway, like coming back to Deshaun Watson though, he's done, I think, and it's sad because he had so much potential to be a great quarterback and did play really well in Houston. He was a top 5 quarterback for like 3 seasons in Houston.
It ain't sad, dude. He got what he deserved, man.
No, well, first of all, he made choices he shouldn't have made. I'm saying it's sad that his career didn't take off like it should have because of the choices that he made.
Oh, yeah. Well, if you're making that point, I think everything since then, he's deserved every bit of it, and I'm glad he wasted away in the spotlight, to be honest.
Roll Tide.
He made bad decisions, man. Yeah. I'm not taking up for him.
No, it sounded. At first I thought you were.
I read the Instagram chats. It's fucking creepy as shit what he was doing.
Yeah.
I'm not going to sit here and defend that shit. I mean, come on. Let me fly you in from Atlanta to come give me a massage. What the fuck is going on here?
As if there's not.
Billy says sodas are bad for you. So can walking across the street be.
So are the caramels you eat. The hard candy you keep in your pocket, Billy. That ain't the best.
Yeah, you could choke on it.
Come on.
Could you imagine sucking the butterscotch the wrong way down that windpipe and all of a sudden you're on?
You'd have to wait 30 minutes for it to melt before you could catch your breath back. You'd be unconscious by then.
I bet Billy walks around with Werther's Originals in his pocket.
What? I wonder if anybody's died because I choked on a butterscotch.
Of course,
if you can think of it, it's happened. If you can think of it, it has happened. I guarantee that. And butterscotch is one of those old school candies. It's been around for a while, centuries.
It's weird. Some of the weird shit that comes in my mind sometimes. Well, we were talking about our dogs, and we've got 3 of them here. One of them's a little Shih Tzu. And I said, I bet one of those couldn't hurt anybody. And the wife said, I wonder if one's ever killed somebody. And I'm like, that's interesting. I said, no, there's no way a Shih Tzu's ever killed somebody. I said, I don't think that their teeth are long enough, or that their jaws are powerful enough to kill anybody. So I Googled it to find out, and it turns out a Shih Tzu did kill someone that they tripped over it on the stairs and fell down like 4 flights of stairs.
Holy cow.
And died from like massive trauma somewhere at some point.
That's a sad way to go out.
That would be an awful way to
Final Destination stuff right there. Death by and I bet it was their own dog too. That's the worst part about it.
I'm sure it was.
So, Rob,
I'm gonna show you how much I love you. I'm gonna kill
Rob,
you.
Could you imagine your dog doing that just because it couldn't hear you, knocked you down the stairs or some shit?
He has no spatial awareness, so the idea of him knocking me down the stairs is not that far fetched.
Why is he not? He hasn't showed up in the picture in a while.
Yeah, where's he been? He's usually tearing
You
down
been
your
keeping him
boards.
somewhere else?
No, we had he's upstairs with Karen. Karen went to bed. He goes upstairs. So
Fair enough.
Oh,
Can't argue with that.
he likes to be around the human.
So a year ago, we had 5 dogs.
Damn.
We had 5 dogs, right?
Big name.
Yeah, said 5 dogs, and then
That's a lot of kibble.
well, Pete, our oldest dog, she passed away. Then we lost Elsa. Elsa was weird. It was actually Thanksgiving Day. She came to me Thanksgiving Day, wanted to go outside, walked outside, and literally dropped dead.
What?
I was like, what
Oh,
the
God.
fuck?
How the fuck does that happen?
So I don't know. It was like
That's crazy.
She was like Fred Sanford. I got the big one, and fucking just died. It was fucking terrible.
This happened on
Thanksgiving night. So Thanksgiving night, I was out digging a hole to bury my 100-pound German Shepherd.
Damn.
So there's that.
Damn.
And then
Everybody else is watching the Egg Bowl.
yeah,
What year was that? Was that the year that the Ole Miss guy took a piss in the end zone?
no, that was this past Thanksgiving.
This past year? Okay.
Oh, yeah, that played on Friday. Queen Love said, jackpot, why you stopped the food reviews? I did one yesterday. It's on TikTok.
It's on the TikTok. Yeah.
TikTok, you don't stop.
So
Boom.
I want to say
When you gonna get down to Clemson and do Old Roller Mills?
I haven't been able to pinpoint where this place
It's right
even
up.
is.
There's the first here. I think it shows up on Google.
Is it a restaurant or is it a food
It's
truck?
I don't know if they finished the restaurant. They're building a restaurant. They might be done by now, but it started out as a food truck. It shows up on Google though. Roller like
Oh, it is on
roller
Google.
like something rolling. Mills like a fucking mill house and then smokehouse. I'm telling you, best barbecue I've ever had, Kale. That stuff is it's gonna do something to you. I'd recommend the Smokehouse sweet sauce. That's the one I go to.
Is there a lot of Clemson paraphernalia and shit hanging up around there?
No, there's not. No, the dude does have a Clemson paw on his calf, but you don't see that.
Oh, I don't fucking care about that. That place I went yesterday, they had Clemson shit all over the inside of that little store. And
Granted, if the restaurant's built, there's a very strong
Fucking
possibility
nausea.
there might be a lot of Clemson shit out there. But
Hey,
as it stands now, I don't think so.
fucking nauseating.
hey, can I tell you a story about my son?
Yeah.
This happened just yesterday. You guys will appreciate it.
Can you?
So we went to get eye exams yesterday, right? So we're up at the Bilgic Sandhills. That's where the eye doctor is. We go up there. Well, Jaden was kind of antsy, so I'm like, all right, we'll walk around a little bit. So we walk over to the Jewelry Warehouse, which has the Garnet and Black traditions and the Tiger Paw traditions all in the same building, right? So we walk in, and as soon as you walk in, they've got all this jewelry, and then you walk into another room, and it's this big room full of all their Clemson stuff. And then you go to the left, and it's all of the South Carolina stuff, right? So we walk in, we're looking at Gamecock T-shirts and everything else, Clemson T-shirts and whatever. And Jaden's looking at all this shit. So we step over into the South Carolina area, and then Jaden immediately looks at me and goes, "Dad, this is bullshit." I turned and walked back into the Clemson stuff. I'm not joking. He said it in front of everybody. Like, my face turned just red. As soon as we walked into the South Carolina stuff, Dad, this is bullshit.
You know what? I've officially changed my opinion. Don't take him to the Golden Gate Bridge. I don't think he deserves it.
It was pretty damn funny.
You know what's funny about those? The Clemson section's always so tiny compared to the Gamecock section in those stores.
Well, we're in Columbia, South Carolina. I don't expect it to be.
Well,
like,
I figured there would be there's Tiger Paw or Garnet and Black traditions up here in the upstate. I was kind of surprised by that a little bit.
Well, that's because there's no jewelry warehouse in the upstate.
Yeah, well, I just figured they would kind of expand statewide, but
Is that still a thing? The jewelry
yeah,
warehouse?
there's a big one in Lexington.
That's what we were in yesterday. There
There's
was
one.
It's been open forever.
well, but they're closing this one at the Village at Sandhills. It was like everything in the store is like 50% off or whatever. But it's like
That's a good
I
deal.
just
They
thought
got
it was-
memorabilia.
I
You
just
should've
thought it
bought
was
some of
funny.
them-
Are they closing it?
Yeah, they're closing it. Yeah.
You should have bought some of that memorabilia they got and posted that up for auction. Probably could have made some money.
I don't know.
50% off.
I don't know.
They got all them signed. They still do that. Got all them
Bill-
signed footballs. and
Billy
pictures.
says you can't beat Lizard's Thicket in Columbia. That's true. Lizard's Thicket.
Lizard's
is
Thicket.
good.
I mean, Lizard's Thicket's all right. Come on now. It's no Cracker Barrel.
It kind of, to me, it's kind of like almost like a Cracker Barrel and kind of almost like a fast food.
Yeah,
type
like a
of
fast
environment.
food. That's what I'm saying. It's like
When I was working for Roses and they used to put me up in Columbia a lot when I would go down there and help them, I used to like to get it for dinner and take it back to my room, especially during football season when they'd have midweek games. I'd watch some of those. Billy says, if you ain't the lead dog, the view never changes.
you're looking at that ass.
That's true.
Yeah.
Do you remember when Dusty Rhodes used that in one of his spill on one of his promos back in the WCW days when Dustin was feuding with Arn Anderson? You remember that, Rob? He
Yeah,
said,
I do.
He said, Arn Anderson, he said, ain't never been nothing but Ric Flair's lackey. He said, oh, lapdog, a walk behind her, not a leader. You know, baby, when you ain't the lead dog, the view never changes, baby. The view never changes.
Well, I'll
Somebody just sent me this video of Dawn Staley apparently she signed a baby today. Like somebody held up their baby and she signed it. Like what the fuck is going on?
You think the
here?
girls ever whipped out one of her? You know how the girls like at the rock concerts and shit, like they get Kid Rock to sign one of their boobs or something. You think anybody's ever had Dawn
Hey,
Staley?
Look, Dawn Staley's signing a baby's
Oh,
ass.
it's the outfit. It's the outfit.
What the fuck?
Do you think
I thought it was
Dawn
from the
Staley?
stand. I was like, come on now.
Do you think Dawn Staley would sign one of my boobs?
I think it. Which one, Kale? The B cup or the C cup?
You don't have two different size boobs. That's just not normal. The C cup.
Oh shit! Oh man!
That's your co-host, Rob, and you're mistreating him. All right.
Oh come on! People have said far worse to Jackpot, and I've defended him. So no, you know what, Jackpot? I tell you what, if you can get Dawn Staley to sign your boob, that might be. You'd never wash that bitch again. You just walk around with Dawn.
Gotta get it tattooed at that point.
God,
Yeah,
man.
gotta get it tattooed. Make that
What
bitch
a
permanent.
mess. What a mess.
Well, I'm excited. I know it's getting late, so I'll go ahead and hop off here and let you two gentlemen end it. But I mean, it's got to be said, South Carolina did in fact whoop that ass at Death Valley Junior. It's actually the second year in a row we've done that. I mean, who's counting though? Not me. But Shane Beamer, obviously, he runs the state. Well, hold up. Before I go, Bill Belichick opinion. I don't care who's on his team. All right, he's taking away your best option. I promise you that. I promise you, he's what was that? Does the red jumper kick? Oh God! Goodness gracious. That's some Kentucky. That's some shit. Only a bourbon. That's a bourbon-induced comment right there. Gotta be a bourbon-induced comment. But back to the spiel. Shane Beamer owns the state, obviously. Lenora Sellers. I mean, goggles or not, he's the best quarterback in the state, flat out. Maybe the best quarterback in the league. Probably not the best quarterback in the country, but he could be. But either way, go Gamecocks.
He's not too damn far off the mark.
He ain't. Well, compared to who's returning, certainly not. I'd say. But go Gamecocks. A quarter zip. He got some good transfers. I think he got a guy averaged what?
See that guy out of North Dakota State he picked up?
Yeah, I think he averaged what, 19, 18.
Yeah,
19.
everybody wanted him. So
They're not mad at that one bit. Not mad at
Yeah,
that one
The
bit.
North Dakota Y was looking out for him.
Hey, he dropped 40 points versus Alabama though, Rob.
Cool,
That
and they
ain't bad.
lost.
40 points though. Hey, but go Gamecocks. Y'all take care, all right?
All right, yeah.
good evening.
Good evening to you. Anyway, all right, jackpot. It's been an eventful show. I don't know where else we can go from here. Will Sellers get the Heisman? Big Barney Ross says. I say no.
Yeah, he might. I mean, he might get a picture with it, but
Yeah, he might get a picture with George Rogers Heisman. That might happen.
let's give him one more year.
I think he's gone after this season. If he has a big year, and like, you know, if he has an over the top great year, I don't think he comes back. Why would you come back?
I don't know. Probably
Make money,
not.
I guess. I don't know. We'll see. That's going to be the big question. Is who is he going? If he has a huge year, will he come back for his senior season?
Yeah, that's true.
All right. Well, it's been a great show, and